So now we will work with telescopes. You know, whatever we told now will not make any sense if you don't know how to use a telescope. And you know, that's where everything starts. When Galileo started looking up, that's when the whole astronomy started. So you're gonna use telescope. How many of you have used telescope before? Seen through a
Have you
telescope?
seen any of the telescopes?
You see? Good.
What have you seen?
Okay, so you can see some things which you can not see just through the naked eye, right? You can see things which are very, very far away. How was the talk? Boring? Why is it always there on you guys in the back? Why you never sit?
Sit back. So they like back seats.
When is the exam? Board exam.
Telescope session in 5 minutes. We wanted to go down. So can you please
Please be seated, children.
Okay, now you have 5 minutes before we start with the telescope. Do you have any questions? Anything?
in any of the programs we showed or any other medicine also?
Any other questions? Like, now,
Science.
you can't tell it because we know only few stars. We have seen many stars, but you say, okay, this is the biggest star, but the next day you'll find another star which is bigger than that because the number is so huge, right? Remember, you're telling 10 to the power of 11 stars in one galaxy, and whatever the stars we see, it's just from our galaxy. We cannot see a star from the other galaxy. So when you ask what is the biggest star, do we know any current biggest star?
Okay, so have you heard about Betelgeuse?
Yeah.
Anyone?
In Orion constellation, there was a red star.
So it's basically a red giant star. Okay, when I mean red, which means that the sun, the star looks red. Okay, so the size of the star, it's a red giant star, and just imagine. You have any idea what is the radius or size of the sun? Okay, so imagine a star whose radius is around 30 or 40 times the radius of sun. Okay, imagine how big it is. Okay, so Betelgeuse is a red giant star, and a typical red giant star is of the size of 50 to 40 times the radius of sun. Okay, so like this, there will be many stars which are bigger and which are more luminous than the sun, and there are smaller stars as well. Smaller than the sun.
But remember one thing, bigger is it's gonna die faster. Like us, if we eat so much and we become obese with all the fat and everything, you get BP, diabetes and whatnot. So, should be. Any more questions?
So did you guys have a look at the badges over here?
Yeah.
So now you have any idea about what the object is? There is some information written at the back of it. So you will take off your badges and just have a look at it. There are few lines written about that. Astronomical object. Or maybe one of you can take off the badge and all of you can have a look at it. Have you heard this name before? Andromeda? Andromeda galaxy. So when I was talking about galaxies, like our galaxy is called the Milky Way. Okay. Akash Ganga. Yeah, correct. So there is another galaxy which is very near to us. There are many galaxies which are near to us. For example, I showed you the Magellanic Clouds, the small Magellanic Cloud and the large Magellanic Cloud. Just for example, you have Mysore, the nearest city. So Magellanic Clouds is a nearby galaxy, right? It's much smaller than our galaxy. It's the size, it contains to about 10 to the power 8 or 10 to the power 9 stars, the large imaginary cloud. It contains about 10 to the power 8 or 10 to the power 9 stars. Whereas our galaxy, it contains about 10 to the power 11 or 10 to the power 12 stars. And there is another galaxy which is Andromeda, which is farther away. It's around 2.5 million light years away. Okay, you see it as a small dot. Okay, Andromeda, and it's of the same size and it's of the same mass as the Milky Way. Even Andromeda has about, imagine, 10 to the power 12 stars. And the structure of Andromeda is very similar to the Milky Way. When you look at the picture of Milky Way, you will see this spiral structures, beautiful spiral structures, isn't it? So even when you see Andromeda, you will see similar kind of spiral structure. It's just like a disk, and you have beautiful spiral structures on it. Okay, so that's Andromeda for you. It's nothing but a nearby galaxy which is around 2.5 million light years away, and it looks, the features of Andromeda galaxy are very similar to our Milky Way. And what you have here is the Helix Nebula. Okay, so for example, you take sun. So does the sun always stay like that? So is it going to die someday, or is it going to always stay like that?
It is 5 million years. Again, after 5 million years, it's going to die.
Is it going to die, or is it going to move on to some other phase?
It's going to might die. It might.
It
After
might.
5 billion years, it is 5 billion years. After 5 billion years, it's going to die.
Okay, so why do you say a star is going to die?
Star, yes, it dies.
It dies.
Yeah, you can be a little louder. It's okay. Okay, almost correct. So because the fuel which is burning inside the star, it almost gets over. Any idea what the fuel is? Hydrogen and helium? Okay, so any idea what is the main component of a star? In general, any star. Which is the fundamental element in any star? Yeah, correct. Hydrogen it is. So about 90%, more than 90%, in fact 70% say of the sun is made up of hydrogen. And so what actually happens to the hydrogen? I mean, why does the sun shine actually? Any idea? Can be a little louder.
Conversion.
Okay, combustion, but what kind of combustion? For example, you light up a candle, see the flame, right? So is it something very similar to that, or what is it like? That's a normal chemical reaction which you see, right? It's an exothermic reaction. You must have learned about exothermic reaction. It's a chemical reaction, okay, where energy and light is being emitted out. Okay, so I think you might have heard about it. There is a similar kind of exothermic reaction which is happening inside the sun, and it's called nuclear fusion. So what happens in a nuclear fusion? Any idea? What does fusion mean? So there are these light elements, which is hydrogen. Hydrogen is the lightest element. Okay. So hydrogen is fusing with other hydrogen. Two hydrogens, they fuse together, and they are producing which element? Helium. And then it's giving out the energy. So it's an exothermic reaction. So two hydrogen, they are combining, forming helium, and they are releasing heat as well as energy. So that is the energy, that is the light which we are seeing, which we are receiving from the sun. Okay, so we have other elements in the universe as well. We have oxygen, we have carbon. So where do they come from? We know that sun has hydrogen and is converting hydrogen to helium in the center, and it's releasing energy, and that is the energy which is coming out of the star. But where are the higher elements coming out from? So we know only till hydrogen and helium. Where are the higher elements? What about carbon? What about oxygen? What about nitrogen? Any idea? It's the same process which is producing all these higher elements. So you can consider the star to be just like a factory. You know, a factory where higher and higher or heavier. When I say higher and higher, it means heavier and heavier elements in the periodic table. Okay, so you can consider the star nothing but a factory where heavier and heavier elements are being produced. And if a star is more bigger in size, the more number of nuclear reactions are going inside, and the more heavier and heavier elements it produces. For example, if you have a bigger star or a massive star, say a star which is 8 times the mass of the sun, so that will produce more heavier and heavier elements inside it. So you will have iron, you will have carbon, you will have oxygen, you will have neon, you will have nitrogen. So this is how heavier and heavier elements are produced in the universe, within the interior of a star. And after the sun dies, or after a star dies, what happens is, there is an explosion, and they throw away all these elements into what we call as the interstellar medium. But Preeti was talking about, right? We have different kinds of molecules, we have different kinds of elements in the interstellar medium. Interstellar medium is the space between two stars. Right? So once the star dies, it just goes boom, and it floods the interstellar medium with all these kinds of elements. So that is how we get all these all the higher elements which we see in the universe right now.